My goodness. Wow, this is so weird. Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Today's a weird day because I'm trying to set up the stream and it's not working apparently. And hopefully we're live and hopefully everyone can see me. But Bayern Munich, let's talk about Bayern. There's a lot of things to talk about, especially with Thiago. We're gonna start with Thiago, and then we'll talk about Barry Hepburn. That's a Scottish kid. We keep raiding Scotland, man. Oh my goodness. Scottish kids, their next destination. From Celtic, it's to Bayern. So we got another Scottish young player, 16 years old, Barry Hepburn. Hopefully he turns into something in the next 7 years, He can definitely do so. And that's what we hope for. That's why we buy these young players, to hopefully see them turn into something good. That's the whole, Bayern begins summer spending. That's our summer right there. We're starting to spend money on young players again. Right, we don't have enough. We don't have enough wingers in the academy and all these other things. Also, Brozovic, it looks like, no news sources have come out and debunked what we said yesterday. So Marcelo Brozovic is highly considered at Bayern Munich, which means that Inter Milan could definitely find a deal. And we know Rummenigge just said no comment to when he was asked about Brozovic. I think what's happening is Bayern want to see this Thiago thing fold out. I think the club wants to understand what Liverpool want to pay. Liverpool have to pay the money we ask. And then we could go in for Brozovic and finalize everything. That's my thoughts. Those are my opinions on that. On Thiago as well. James Pearce, a tier 1 Liverpool journalist. Probably the best Liverpool journalist. I think he broke the Alisson transfer and the Fabinho one. Well, he knows Liverpool. He knows the ins and outs of Liverpool. Basically Christian Falk, but for Liverpool. He said that Liverpool signing Thiago would be very unlikely, which means, well, actually, it's really confusing because, first of all, Thiago wants to go to Liverpool. I mean, Flick did say Thiago didn't really decide yet, and Bayern's board said that the club Thiago has chosen has to come to Bayern. So what's confusing me now is apparently Liverpool are unlikely to sign Thiago, according to this James Pearce guy. That's so confusing because what do you mean Liverpool are unlikely to sign Thiago? Okay, you know what? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Liverpool unlikely to sign their target, Thiago. I don't know how that sounds to Liverpool fans, but sounds to me like what's happening is Liverpool, Thiago was like, oh, I need to try something new. And then Liverpool were the only club that were close to Bayern's level in terms of on the pitch success. So Thiago said, I want to go to Liverpool. And then what happened was, seriously? This is the worst. It's literally the worst. So what happened was Thiago said, okay, I want to go to Liverpool. And Liverpool said, okay, we'll try and get it done. And then they didn't contact Bayern. They didn't inquire. I don't understand this saga. It's so confusing to me. I don't know. Maybe Liverpool see Thiago as a luxury signing rather than someone that they actually genuinely want. So maybe that's the situation. Maybe that's the confusion there. We'll talk about more players and the players we're linked to and how cold and hot it is, but maybe that's the situation. Bayern did not sign Brozovic yet. We're still very heavily linked to him. Italian sources are saying he's leaving Inter Milan this summer, and that Bayern are the club that are looking at him heavily. So that's the situation with Brozovic. We didn't sign Brozovic yet. The whole beginning summer transfer thing is we signed a young Scottish player named Barry Hepburn, I think. So that's the player we signed. That's our summer. 16 years old. The next Messi, apparently. The Scottish Messi. The next Gareth Bale. No, Bale's from Wales. Okay, whoever he's the next of in Scotland. So that's what's happening. But most importantly, this Thiago thing. I think we need to talk about Thiago. Right, yes. Not that we talk about him ever. We do need to talk about Thiago. I don't know. With Thiago, I think he will... we know he wants to leave Bayern and go to Liverpool, but Liverpool don't seem to want him. I made this analogy, and it seems to be very true now. Liverpool are like that dude, you know what? Yeah, Thiago asked out Liverpool. Hey, you want to go out with me? And Liverpool said, fine, yes, sure. And then while Liverpool is driving on the date with Thiago, he's just saying, I shouldn't have said yes. He's an ugly girl. He's 29. He's too old for me. He gets so many injuries. That's what Liverpool are. A girl that just said yes to going out with a guy, but complain everything. That's what Liverpool are to me. So it's really confusing what's happening around this. You know, it looks like Liverpool, from Liverpool's perspective, are unlikely to sign Thiago. It could just be a tactic, but why would a tier 1 journalist put their career on the line and say, oh, Liverpool signing Thiago would be unlikely? Very confusing. So, and Dortmund are losing. I already tweeted that out. Borussia Dortmund losing a game they shouldn't be losing. Imagine my shock. They do that every season. So, right, you know, Werder Bremen, Pokal game. Who loses to Werder Bremen? They get relegated. They're only in the league to get relegated and concede goals. They don't actually do anything. They're useless. Yeah. So for me, I just don't see it, man. I don't understand this Thiago thing. Brozovic will be signed for Bayern if Thiago leaves. That's the situation. I think that's how it's going to work. So if Liverpool pay the money we want for Thiago, Brozovic would come in the next day. I think that's it. That's how it's going to work. The same way Coutinho came in for James, I think it's a similar type of deal where a player leaves and you sign another player to replace them. Brozovic isn't really like Thiago. He's a level below, but you know, you can hope he can definitely, fill those boots. I don't think he would, but I would want him at Bayern. I want a CDM like that. Someone just, that just wants to defend and do all these things. I think we could play a 4-3-3 with a lone DM like him and Kimmich in the 8 and Goretzka next to. I don't know. It could really work with Brozovic in the defensive midfielder position because he can hold that defensive midfielder position by himself. I don't know though. I think no one's ever going to say, oh, Brozovic is like Thiago. No one's ever going to say that because of how good Thiago is. It's funny because people never really rated Thiago, and then he was linked to Liverpool, and all of a sudden he's the best midfielder in the world. You didn't know that for the last 4 years? Because he has been the best midfielder in the world for the last 4 years. But what I do think needs to happen is that if Thiago's leaving, it needs to happen in the next 2 weeks because the Bundesliga season returns. Look, if you're Liverpool and you're going to approach Bayern to sign Thiago and you don't pay the money, Thiago has to understand that himself. People are saying Thiago sold his house. Maybe he said, oh, okay, I'd be open to selling my house. No, I don't think Thiago sold his house because he still lives in it. Who bought the house? Maybe the house is listed for sale, but maybe the lease, I don't know. How is Thiago going to sell his house? Where does he live now? He lives at the training ground, Sabana. No, he doesn't live there. He doesn't live on the lake house at Tergense. Thiago definitely didn't sell his house. I know for a fact, his house isn't gone. I think he still lives in his house. Why are people so weird with this, man? I thought it was so stupid when I heard it. No, Thiago did not sell his house. I think, we know he wants to go to Liverpool, though. That's the truth. But Liverpool don't seem to really be like, let's grab that Spaniard / Portuguese / Italian, was born in Italy but plays for Spain but is really Portuguese. Grab him. Let's take him home. That's Liverpool aren't doing that. But Thiago, looks like, okay, well, he may, but why are these signs coming out that he wants to leave so bad? But Liverpool journalists, tier 1 journalists, are saying he might not leave, and it's so confusing. Thiago's leaving. Well, I don't understand where you're coming from. You know what? I would get it if you said something like, "Oh, Thiago's leaving. Liverpool are paying the money for him." No, it's really weird. I think you can't say that. You can't say that. So, yeah, it's just so weird when you say Thiago is leaving. Because we don't know where he's leaving to. Well, Liverpool, but they don't seem to be paying the money for him. And I think Thiago, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like Liverpool won't pay the money for him. It looks like Liverpool are going to come in with like some 20 million offer and try and get a bargain. A 10 million offer. I don't think that's happening. I don't know. I wish I had an answer. I wish Thiago would come out and say, oh, I love this club. That way we know he's actually leaving. If he says he loves this club, or if he says I'm leaving, then we know he's staying. Because players do this, the opposite. Hazard, it made Chelsea fans feel like he was staying, and then the next day he left, and that's just it. So I need Thiago to come out in a press conference and just say something. He got his kids and his wife wearing a Bayern jersey. Well, that just confuses me. Not that, of course, they're supporting. His kid's a Bayern fan. We know that. Grew up in Germany. I'm sure they speak German Yeah, I'm sure his wife speaks German. They've been here for 8 years. They should know German. They should be integrated with the city. Thiago always said he can imagine retiring at Bayern. So, and I mean, only really, 3 months ago or 4 months, back in April, we were convinced he was signing a new contract. Bild literally said Thiago was signing a new contract. So it's not like, somebody punched him in the boardroom and he decided, I hate this club. No, he loves this club. But it's maybe just the aspect of trying something new. And that's really attractive to him. But he always said he would love to retire here if the right, scenarios occur. We won the Champions League. I mean, that's always just going to be a big reason to stay. I don't know. If you win the Champions League, I'd love to stay at that club, man. I'd love to stay at Bayern if I win the Champions League on the pitch. I'd love to stay. I'd be the Thiago replacement. Buy George, okay? Hashtag buy George to replace Thiago. Because I'd be amazing. I'm absolutely perfect. I haven't really seen a player like me. I think I'm probably the greatest player in my position when I play. When I play, it's beautiful. All right. That's it. So, Thiago definitely looks like... Whoa. Yeah, that's it. It's not like he's forcing a move out. Thiago won't put in a transfer request. No, he won't. Because he loves this club. You put in a transfer request when you really want to move. You hate these people. You hate them. You can't stand them. That's when you put in a transfer request. You don't put in a transfer request to the club you don't mind being at. He loves this club, This is his home. This club is definitely his home. So let's move on, right, from the Thiago thing. We need a right back. So Yusuf Atau, that's gone cold. Not Atau. This is Dodo. We were linked to Dodo about maybe 3 months ago. That went cold. Don't really know that much about Dodo. I watched him for Shakhtar. I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea, as I'd say. The British would say, he's not my cup of tea, mate. Well, he isn't. I don't know about him. He's Brazilian, so obviously that's always going to be attractive. Imagine we sign Dodo and Thiago stays because he has another Brazilian friend. And speaking of Brazilians, we don't have any more Spaniards or Brazilians if Thiago and Javi Martinez both leave, and they're heavily linked to leaving. So that's going to be interesting. Dodo, man, very decent player. I think he's a decent right back. But I wouldn't want him. I'm not saying that to disrespect Dodo. And it's not a real hate towards it. Oh my God, I didn't change the logos. Oh, George. Stupid. Yeah. Leave me alone. So why does this other one... That doesn't make any sense. Alright, whatever. Dodo, yeah, definitely cold. No real interest there in the last few weeks with Bayern. Sergino Dest, he played against Hertha Berlin in a friendly with Ajax. And let's just say he played very well. Defensively, he made one weird tackle, and that's about it. But he was very much involved. He was just drawing fouls all over the place. He looks like one of those unplayable right backs. But we know he has this thing where maybe he'd like to go to Barcelona at some point in his career. So he's going to force a move out when he's 26. And then we'll have to accept hundreds of millions for him, plus Lionel Messi's left foot. I don't know. Sergino Dest, definitely a good player. We have to look into him. I don't think we're that much into it. I think the real interest now is in Max Aarons. If he doesn't go to another Premier League club. He was linked to Spurs, and Spurs are signing someone else. So Max Aarons is definitely free. But the real Dortmund are still losing. You hate to see it. No, I love it. The tweets are getting better and better. So, yeah. I mean, with Sergino Dest, I wouldn't mind him. I would not mind him. We need a proper CAM. Cousins needs experience. AM, I need to keep reminding you, Mikel Cousins is not an attacking midfielder. He never really played that in his life. Just because he can dribble and has technical ability doesn't mean he's an attacking midfielder. He's a deep-lying playmaker. He wants to be on the ball between the center backs, not between the strikers. Mikel Cousins is definitely not going to be an attacking midfielder. Is Upamecano worth buying next year if he doesn't go to any other club? I think Bayern will sign Upamecano. I know it sounds weird because we were going to sign Upa. That's what Christian Falk said. We were going to sign Upamecano, but then we signed Tanguy Kawasi to hope that he does well, and then we wouldn't need a player like Upamecano. You know why I'm weirded out? So if you look at, so where is this? Huh? Hmm. I'm so weirded out. Wait, what? No one sees what I'm seeing, right? So I see two different logos. I see the old logo on top of the new logo. Huh, that's so weird. That's weird to me. That's killing me. That's killing me. So Gino Des definitely not. Get out, get out, get out. No, don't let him see it. No, 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 no. Kai, leave, leave, leave. No, 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 no. What? No, 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 no. No, 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 don't, no, no. That was a mistake. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. No, no, yes. Get that kid out. Yeah, uh, Hosem Uwa. Right, this kid. So, I think we're not linked to him, but I mean, every club's gonna be. So they always put Bayern are also looking at him. So are Man United. So are Arsenal. So are Liverpool. So are Juventus. So are Italiano Piemonte Calcio. Everyone's looking at Hosem Uwa, right? So are PSG, right? With Marco Verratti leaving. So look, this guy would be, for me, the ideal Thiago replacement. Him and just his dribbling and just what he does, with the ball. I think very very good. You need to change your name to no. It's gonna be George for forever. I like my name. I don't even like being called Jorge, and that's the Spanish version of it. I don't like it. So yeah, I don't know. I think what's his name? Uaha would be very good. He'd be a decent replacement if you're looking at the Thiago position. So can I ask you something? Yes, that would be a good thing to ask. Let's go. Camavinga. Okay, Camavinga. Would we sign him? It doesn't look like it. It looks very cold at the moment. Why didn't I put the cold thing? I don't know. Well, I don't think we'll sign him. He's staying at Rennes. He's in the Champions League, so hopefully. Hey, when's the Champions League draw, by the way? Because the Champions League starts in November, right? October? No. When does the UCL start? Well, we know the finals on May the 31st, so hopefully this virus is over and I can go watch Bayern and Turkey in a final. I'll book my tickets when we're in the quarterfinals to make sure we're in the final. But yeah, this guy, very good player. He's actually very talented. Got his first call up for France. I think the one that everyone wants to hear about is Babakure Samora. That's an option, right? We're not linked to him. These are just players that a lot of you wanted and we're not linked to. So yeah, Samora definitely would fit Bayern. Samars, he's camping. He'd camp in his own half. Yeah, Lille. He plays with Renato Sanchez, so he would love Bayern. This guy Tonali, he's going to Inter, so there's no real chance to go ahead and get him. There's no real chance there. Dominic Housen. It's not Hassan. I'm just saying. I'm a genius in languages. No to Camavinga. I don't think you watch Camavinga play. He's absolutely amazing. Well, no. What are you looking at there? No. Get out. Don't let him see it, Renat. Okay. I wouldn't mind him back. Duh. He's good. He had to be under a terrorist, Niko Kovac. He was a hostage. So maybe he can come back and still love us. Yeah, I don't know. I think Luka Modric would be a very good option too. Not saying, yeah, he would. Why wouldn't you? I wouldn't mind Luka Modric. Real Madrid rejects. He's welcome to the club. Odriozola, James Rodriguez. There's enough room to spare on our bench. There's this guy, Eberiche Eze. Well, he just moved to Crystal Palace, so there's no link to him. This is for the attacking midfielder position, backup attacking midfielder. There's Nicolo Zaniolo, not going to happen. I think he's going to stay at Roma. There's Mohamed Ihadarin, not going to happen. I think he's going to stay at PSV. And then Odegaard from Real Madrid, a lot of people recommended him. Not going to happen. Not going to happen with him. And then the guy we all want, he doesn't get, he's cold right now. because he's going to stay at Salzburg. That's what the news reports are saying. Dominic Szoboszlai is going to stay at Salzburg. So if there was a romantic dream of getting him, it's not happening, right? For the little Dominic Szoboszlai sexuals out there, it's not going to happen. He's not going to come join Bayern Munich. The reason why is he said he wants to play Champions League with Salzburg, and that's a great mentality. He's only 19, so moving to Bayern would be a very early move if he was, going to the actual Bundesliga, not the Austrian Bundesliga. So hopefully he can perform in the Champions League. He got an assist or something like that against Liverpool. He played very well against them. That's the type of player you want, someone that can play well. I don't even think he'd be a cam. I think he'd be a backup winger and potentially a cam. He looks like he's more of a left winger though. And Sané pretty much said his best position or his favorite position is off the right-hand side, which I don't really agree with. That's because I like seeing Sané with his left foot more, nutmegging people. Alphonso Davies came at 17. Davies was 17 when he's joined us, but he didn't, of course, we didn't think Davies would be the best left back in the world. We probably thought, when he's maybe 23, he can, mold himself. Because when Davies got his minutes, he scored a goal against Mainz. It was all cool, but, you never really saw this type of Davies where he was just destroying everyone. So, right, no Tonali, none of that. I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind us signing someone extremely young. So that's pretty much the list for players that we were, some were linked to, most were not linked to. But Brozovic looks like the one that if Thiago was to leave, that'd be the replacement. So, right. Opinions on Kakarot, he looks really annoyingly good. He's one of those midfielders that you just like. He has a lot of energy. I wouldn't mind him. Get the young stars, no more wash the players. Oh man, I love how you say those things. It's funny to me. Yeah, we don't need wash the players. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind. Get out, George. I would absolutely hate it. I don't think Brozovic isn't one. He's definitely in his prime. I read a few comments and people didn't want him. I'm like, what do you mean? He'd be very good in a 4-3-3. We don't have a natural CDM. Well, you know what I mean. We have a double pivot, but no one that can play as a lone CDM. Even Thiago wouldn't really fit in a lone CDM, which is why we never really play a 4-3-3 with him at the DM position. Although he's a very good game reader, I don't think he has just that, that type of energy. Not saying, the pace too is very important. I don't think Thiago is one of the fastest. No, he's not. He's very... if Thiago has one thing or doesn't have one thing, it's his pace. He's not quick. Why is our entire midfield, apart from Goretzka, who's the only quick one in our midfield, the rest are just snails. Kimmich running looks like... Kimmich's quick. He's quick, he's not fast like Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Alphonso Davies fast. It's fine, you don't have to be very fast. I think you can just read the game well. And the way we play, you don't need to be fast. Our wingers, our attackers need to be fast, which is good that we have good attackers that are fast. But in the midfield, I don't think we need that much pace. We need tenacity, which means running around and making sure you're there and present. I wouldn't mind Brozovic. I wouldn't mind him. A lot of people saying they don't want him. We don't want him. No. Look, he's worth 50 million, so he has to be good, right? That's not how I figured out. No, shut up. Well, look, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. He's going to be 28 in December, so he's in his prime. I think he's Croatian, which means we win more Champions Leagues. If Perisic retires, I don't know. We win more Champions Leagues. I wouldn't mind him. I think we just have to see it from that perspective. Not everything has to be... not every player you buy has to be young and talented and has potential to be world-class. You can buy a Brozovic, who is a top-class CDM, not necessarily world-class. He's not Thiago level. He's not Kimmich level, but he is definitely top-class, where he's a level below, but not terrible. He's not Goretzka level either. People are saying he's going to displace Goretzka. Don't make me slap you. We should try and sign Ismail Benacer. I don't know who that is. I think we talked about him one time. I don't think we've been linked to him. It has to make sense that we're linked to these players. Julian Brandt, for what? To come for what? Tell me, why the hell would I want? I don't like that kid. No, he's overrated. He's good, but I don't like him. So he's overrated. we have to sell this season. Well, there are players that are gonna leave. That's crazy because you're always thinking, well, yes, we know he's gonna leave or wants to leave. Javi Martinez definitely wants to go back. I think he pretty much gave his goodbye. We saw that picture of him at the Allianz looking up. Yeah, it was all beautiful. We will definitely see what happens. I mean, he just brought his second Champions League. Well, not. Imagine that Mendy, slide tackling with the World Cup. That's what Javi did in our Champions League campaign. Just comes on for maybe 5 minutes and adds a little bit of depth. What about signing Kante to replace Thiago? That no, 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 no. Just N'Golo Kante would not fit Bayern's style, and that's no disrespect to Kante. It's just he's not that great of a footballer. He definitely has technique. He's not our level of technique. We need just ballers. Brozovic can play. He definitely has ball carrying in him. He has a very sweet long ball. He can definitely play, and that's why we'd want him. I wouldn't want Kante at all. First of all, he costs maybe 70 million, but he doesn't know how to play ball like that. He's not a baller. My type of players. If it was up to me, I'd only have Kimmichs and Thiagos in my team, and Philipp Lahm. Maybe Hummels. Hummels isn't my type of center. Although I love Hummels, he's really slow though. I would be playing a very high pressing style. If you think Flick presses, I wouldn't stop pressing. If I was a manager, all my players would camp in the opposition half, just pressing. My goalkeeper would become my main center back. Donny van de Beek to replace Thiago, wouldn't mind him. He's more of an attacking number 8 to me. Well, box to box, he's energetic. He does the tackling too. I don't know. Kevin Campbell, might as well just get my dead grandpa and grandma to get up and play for us. You want Kevin Campbell at Bayern? He's like 33 or something like that. Brozovic ain't a baller though. What do you mean he's not a baller? He's worth 50 million. He has to be a baller. This season is gonna rush for all the clubs that are going to play without having more vacation. Speaking of clubs, it looks like there won't be fans maybe till October in the Bundesliga. So there will be fans in the what's it called? The Super Cup. So that's cool. What? That doesn't make any sense. You know what's weird? It's like, I remember, I was so stupid back then. Well, nah, it was smart because they said, oh, we'll go into a 2-week lockdown. And then they said it was 3 weeks, and then it was 4 weeks, and then it was 5. I don't get it. It's so crazy how they kept saying, oh, this lockdown will finally ease people. And then they kept getting the virus anyways. So, I mean, look, eventually fans are going to have to go back into the stadiums. I think you should start now. So, because look, people will get, I know people, mainly German people, and it's not American people. People still go out. No one cares that much here. But, German people are very, I guess, disciplined, which is, if you look at how German players play for Bayern, they're very disciplined the majority of times, But eventually, even the most disciplined people will get annoyed and want to go watch some games. Because as much as, health, pretty much precedes, or health is more important than a lot. People and morale and happiness is very important. Someone will want to go watch their team. I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing fans just jump around outside the stadium, because it needs to let them come back. Yeah, that's what I think. I think, you need happiness. The world's looking all crazy. First of all, I keep forgetting we have a little pandemic going on, because I don't really let this affect me. I keep my happiness level, and I don't know about any of you. I think you just look at the positives. I'm breathing, you're breathing, someone just died, and you just have to look at it that way. Bang, someone just passed away at a very early time. And you have to be grateful. That's why I don't really ever get sad. You won't see me posting, the world is going crazy. 2020's been the best year of my life. I'm not going to lie. And it sounds crazy because this year has been weird, but it's been the best year of my life. And 2020 won't be the same. 2022 will be the same. That's the attitude you have to live by. And I think that at some point, people's happiness will... You need sports. Sports is one of the best, just most important and exciting things. You have to go. It's just important. And people are always saying, the sick people. Sick people also want sports. I bet you Bayern Munich winning the Champions League just lifted someone's entire year into a new level when they were actually sick. So That's just what I think. I hope that eventually fans can be allowed back into the stadiums because we need that. We need that. Dortmund getting slapped. You just know my anti-Dortmund propaganda. Oh, they still Dortmund are losing. Yeah, they're a disgrace to the Bundesliga. You know, Borussia Dortmund is useless. They don't help the league. They always talk about how Bayern ruined the league. They're the ones ruining the league because they go lose to Werder Bremen, and then we have to watch Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen in the Pokal final. Is that nah? At least Dortmund always say, "Oh, we at least stand up to Bayern." And no, you stand up to Bayern like a small dog stands up to like some big old elephant. That's how Dortmund stand up to us. They don't stand up to anything. They if they're Dortmund are maybe we're 7 feet tall. Dortmund are maybe 4'11". That's what we're maybe 6'2", right? Leon Goretzka's height, and Dortmund would be Lionel Messi. That's how they stand up to us because they're not standing that high. It's crap club losing to Bochum, some team that stood 8th in the second Bundesliga. Look at the team they have on the pitch. A bunch of I almost said something that was gonna sound so bad. They like to make money. They forget they're a club. Yeah, I mean Dortmund fans are bragging about how much profit they make and turnover. Yeah, yeah. Right back, Nathaniel. What's with Nathaniel Klein? He's crap. He's crap. For CDM, we have Fine and Kouassi. What about Ndidi? No, I got off that hype. I don't like Ndidi's not my type of player. Fine isn't a CDM. He's more like Kimmich, Kroos. I do agree. Well, I don't think he's a lone CDM. We don't really have any lone CDMs. Someone that can stand in that CDM position by themselves and give license to our midfield to go higher up the pitch. I would love that type of CDM, but do we need that? Not really. We don't. I think you just need a better defense. Well, not a better defense. You just need more organization and more dynamic duos. I think Kimmich and Alaba and Niklas Süle would be the best center back partnership we have. I mean, I'm still reading tweets of people hating Alaba. Someone literally tweeted, Alaba gives them a heart attack. We won the Champions League. What heart attack are you getting from winning the Champions League? Alaba gives you a heart attack? Well, how many goals does Alaba just people act like Alaba's out here making Mustafi mistakes. No, he's absolutely amazing. It's just that, when Alaba makes one mistake, people just overrate it. Who can come up from Bayern 2 to fill... Why is it so windy? I hope no one can hear that. Right, so Nick is asking who can come up from Bayern 2 to fill the needs. Well, I don't think anyone should. We shouldn't be given that pressure, Look, Nick, welcome to the BayernNow Ultras. That's amazing. So that's the freaking newest member. Absolutely amazing. You can join the memberships. You get the little badge. And then over time it fills, and then you'll get it's supposed to be a bee, but it looks like an inflated balloon. So welcome to the club, man. So who can fill those boots? I don't know. So here's the thing with these young players. I just don't want them getting this much pressure. When Alaba was coming up, he always had players that were established in his position. Philipp Lahm was established pretty much. And he had those players around him. Thomas Müller came up. He had players. He had a manager that was experienced in promoting young players. You have that. And when you have those sort of things, you get better. The badge is pretty cool. Okay, well, it took me a long time to make it. So I just think that it's so windy out. Please, oh God. My goodness, I can't even think. So I just think that with just the young players, we have to give them time, and we can't say, oh, Oliver Batista Mai, you're now our 4th choice winger, because that's going to be a lot of pressure, because at Bayern, we get injuries, so, he is definitely going to be playing 15 or so games, starting, so we need to make sure. I mean, look at Perisic. He was supposed to be our 4th choice or even 5th choice winger. Look at the amount of games he played this season. Dortmund is a guy that can buy a Lamborghini, but is satisfied with a Fiat. That's true. That's true. That Dortmund is that guy. Dortmund is an attractive guy, but they don't realize it. They'll always go for the ugly girl. They don't realize how attractive they are. They have a bigger stadium than Bayern Munich, the biggest club. They have a big. I mean, not saying the stadium matters, but they have everything. They have the atmosphere to be one of the most damaging atmospheres in Europe. But they just want to do nothing. They're useless. The most useless rivals I have ever seen in my life. And I've seen Inter Milan versus AC Milan. Okay, never mind. That's a great derby. Great derby. So Alaba's our best center back. I agree. It needs to happen. We're coming towards the end of the show. So leave a like if you haven't. 50 likes. That's always the goal. And Dortmund should thank. I mean, you should definitely be sacking a manager like that. We sacked Niko Kovac after he won us a double. That's an ambitious club. People will say, why don't Bayern give managers patience? Because we require a certain thing to be done. And if you can't do it, you need to be sacked. No one in Germany is a proper rival to Bayern historically. Well, there was a time where that wasn't the case. The thing is, with Bayern, and this whole people, it's the mentality. It's not the money. It's not. It's the mentality. It's at the beginning of the season, the board. I'm sure the managers, the players get together and they say their goals, what they want to accomplish. The Champions League, they say, win it. The Bundesliga, win it. Which is why we'd be so angry if we didn't even make it to the semifinals. That's why our players go down and cry because they didn't make it to the final every single. It's because of the level of success required. I wrote it on my board and I'll keep reading it out. Success is my duty, my responsibility, my obligation. It is necessary and required. There's no shortage of success. You can't have any amount of success that's, fine. I don't get satisfied with anything. You always should want the best next thing. And I think that's what Dortmund don't have. They don't have that mentality. Bayern are going to spend more money to get better because that's just how success works. And you shouldn't make anyone make you feel weird for wanting to be more successful as a club. Bayern didn't rule the Bundesliga like it does now. Yeah, and ruling, that's mentality. You have to go into every season. I bet you Dortmund say, come on, let's try and get second. I tweeted out something, and it was Dortmund's director of football and their manager. They're probably most influential people when it comes to how they play. They basically said Bayern would be impossible to catch. Now, yes, we were in impossible to catch form, yes, but should you be saying that when Bayern could have still lost the title, but Dortmund said, it's impossible to catch them. That's the mentality they have, and it's a very stupid, dull mentality. It's dumb, it's stupid. They celebrate getting to second like it's a trophy, and I don't know, that's the difference. It's not about money. We spend more money on player wages because, imagine you do your job well, and then your employer doesn't give you more money. That's how it works. So you have to be very stupid to think Bayern just are where we are because of money. It's not money. It's probably 20% money and 80% mentality for me. The way Boateng acted by conceding a throw-in like it was the end of his life when we already won the league against Wolves. That's the mentality we're talking about. Well, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk. Hopefully, next season will definitely be much, much more interesting with Dortmund getting absolutely thrashed. I want Hertha Berlin to be a big city club because that's just obviously always going to be better for us. When we have more teams that are willing to be ambitious, then it's better for Bayern because I don't care how much people hate Leipzig. The way they got here, in 11 years, they pretty much surpassed Dortmund because, some kid turns 8 years old today. And that was the last time Dortmund got to a Champions League semi-final, not to even talk about final. All right, well, if you were Flick, what would 3 things that you do to improve the team? Well, the 3 things I would do to improve the team is I'd sack myself because I would be the worst manager for Bayern. Well, I don't know. I would get too annoyed with everything. Like maybe a dumb pass, I would, that's because I just, I imagine Bayern scoring with every touch of the ball. That's all I do. I can't imagine us not scoring when we get the chance, which is why I get so irritated when we miss a chance, because it's so annoying. Like when Neuer was making those saves, I didn't think to myself, "Oh, those are some great saves." I was only thinking about how crap our defending was. I was only thinking about the defending. He got nutmegged. He didn't clear the ball. Like that's all I thought. I didn't think about Neuer's saves. So as a manager, I'd be really weirdly terrible. I wouldn't think about saves or improvements. I would only think about things that would annoy me. Like we could score a goal and I'd still be sitting there thinking about the goals we didn't score. It's just what it is. It is what it is. Well, thank you everyone so much for tuning in today. Bayern begin the summer transfer spending spree. Hopefully the club can deliver. I mean, Flick did. I said it. Hansi won the Champions League. Why don't we get someone? We need to back him. I don't care if the Sirona, whatever. Chelsea are spending money. They're backing their manager. Not saying they didn't have money or not saying they didn't have the money they stockpiled. We know they didn't stockpile any money. We know Roman Abramovich just stripped. It's Chelsea on a pole and he's just sending the money through the Russian mafia money. Oh my goodness. I mean, we know for a fact Roman Abramovich is just he's emailing the money, PayPaling the money to Chelsea's bank account. This isn't some money they stockpiled. We need to spend some money. I'd love us to get someone exciting. Brozovic, he's a great signing. Oh, not for Thiago. Thiago offers something different. Brozovic offers something different. So it's almost like, okay, you're leaving a certain quality. He's gone, but then you're bringing someone that has a similar type of quality. So it's okay. It's fine. So I'd really like us to sign someone that I go, that's such an exciting signing. Barca signed Pedri. That's exciting. I want us to sign someone exciting, someone that I've never heard of. Someone like Kimmich was in 2015, where people were like, "Who's this guy?" And then he turned out to be absolutely amazing. Well, thank you everyone so much for watching. Brozovic is the number one replacement right now because he brings a fighting experience and he does bring that. I like Brozovic and his play style. He's a really good CDM. He knows how to play too. So yeah, Mia San Mia and peace. I need to stop talking.